Welcome, Vibe Tribe. Let's raise the consciousness of the planet and have a good time while we do it. My name's Lizzie Allan. This is my beaver. We're happy to be here. Okay, so like, subscribe, join my channel. It really helps if you comment. I would like to talk to you back and tell me how you find this. Sorry to do the sales pitch straight off. This card, ups and downs. Now I'm going to read this card to you and we're going to noodle the idea and we're going to come back to a center where we feel good about life. Okay, that's the plan, right? And these longer form, unscripted, noodling videos are kind of a swirl of ideas, but it always comes right back down to peace on earth. Okay, goodwill to all men, women, and anyone in between. Ups and downs. This is a beautiful card. I see life as an incredible ride, and I'm lucky to be on it, even though it's a bit of a shitstorm. Yes, the ups and downs make me want to puke sometimes, but they are also what makes things fun and interesting. And when you look back, even puking on yourself makes for a good story. We are living in unprecedented times, and without getting too serious about what's going on out there, let's make this an inside job. Let's come together in this space and calm ourselves down, have a little bit of a laugh, do something constructive with our primal energy, with our huge personalities. Let's create peace on earth. So, okay, let's noodle the idea that life is full of ups and downs, and whatever's going on out there, we can have a peaceful and loving inside world. And that is how we manifest peace on earth. Is that where we're going with that today? Are we going with peace on earth as the topic for today? What? Okay. He says, without fire, nothing new can be built. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? So, are you talking about like the tower moment in the tarot deck, Mr. Beaver? Have you seen that card? It's called the Tower, and it's actually sort of like a bit of a war happening in the image on the card. But the idea is that we crumble down something that's no longer working and we build something new together. Now, I always like to think that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old. And it's our choice to really choose what we want to experience. And I think if we're going to manifest something, this is what I think, Beaver, if we're going to manifest something, why not make it peace on earth? Like, do we really need the fast cars, the diamonds, the prestige? Do we really need the big houses where no one can get in our gated big prison, our ivory towers? I don't think we do. I think what we need is to be together in a loving and kind and creative space where people lift each other up and love each other. And oh, Vibe Tribe. Oh, Vibe Tribe. I'm so excited. Because even though we're on an incredibly frickin' crazy journey, let's call it unprecedented times, we are in the middle of let's just say whatever's going on out there doesn't need to go on in here. Okay, let's talk about it. I'm thinking about manifesting peace on earth, right? And I'm not going to tell you what the law of attraction is because you already know, but let's just do a quick refresher. It's thinking, feeling, seeing, having, believing already, ahead of it actually manifesting, actually becoming an experience of our reality. So obviously you know that already. So if you're going to do the fast car, you feel it, you might go and test drive one, you imagine it, you might blah, blah, blah. But why don't we do that with peace on earth? Like, seriously, we are a collective of awakened souls. We are people who have got this amazing power. Like, every single one of us has power, right? My beaver has power. And I want you to say that. okay? Even if you don't have a real beaver right next to you, I want you to say, my beaver has power. There's power in the beaver. And I talked about that yesterday, so I'm not going to go on about the divine feminine and the divine masculine and how, when they're balanced, we have a party. I'm not going to go on about that. What I'm going to go on about is the manifesting of peace on earth, the wild ride of being alive, and just shifting from a place of seeing the wild ride, not from a place of fear and confusion and all of that stuff, but from a place of, this is absolutely fine, and I'm going to be creative within this. I heard this really interesting story about something that happened in Germany. And I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because in this space, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on it being an inside job. So let's go back to the... We have to be incredibly careful with our words, and we have to keep our focus on what we want to create rather than what we want not to be here anymore. So that's the point we have to do. So it takes discipline and it takes boundaries. So if you imagine, and I'm talking here, not so much the boundaries that you set with other people in your life. Those are important, yes. I'm talking about an energetic boundary around you as a sovereign being, an energetic boundary which says, I'm not going to take on fear, crisis, confusion. I'm not going to, and so that might mean I'm not going to watch the Hollywood disaster movies or anything that kind of creates a sort of scenario or a picture of the thing we don't want, right? I suggest, actually, here's what I suggest, which what I have done is get rid of all the Netflix and Prime and all of those kind of, popcorn flicks, and get Gaia TV, right? Gaia TV is full of really interesting content, but really brilliant people are creating that content. Very strong, energetic souls are creating that content, and it's helpful to educate yourself about consciousness and its power to change, right? We're in look, whatever you believe, it's okay, but we are in an awakening of consciousness, an awakening of power that transcends everything we thought we knew. And you can just see all the cracks in everything that we thought we knew about our life. We thought we could count on, right? Paying a mortgage, living in our house till we're like 100. But what we're seeing is something completely different. And now it's like, I don't think that this is going to continue to work. I think we need to be creative, and part of that is understanding that your creativity is from within. That once we decide, I would like to manifest peace on earth. Now, that doesn't mean you have to go out into your external reality and make everybody put down their guns and stop having a war. What you have to do is to hold such a high vision and vibration of peace on earth that you have peace on earth inside you. It's an absolute game changer if you think of it like that. Don't think I can have peace when everyone around me is at peace. No, my friend, we are a collective. We are not alone. We are collectively holding peace. So my number one aim is to be at peace all the time. Now, is that realistic? Well, no, because I am not. I am not the Buddha, right? However, if I change small things, if I surround myself with people who are at peace, that's where your boundaries come in. That you set such powerful boundaries that people who stop you feeling at peace or prevent your peace or rob you of your peace, whatever it is, that you take a moment to just let them drop away, right? I think it can be really terrifying. I don't think it, I know. It can be really terrifying to be in the middle of a shitstorm. Let's be real about it, Beaver. In the middle of a shitstorm, like what is happening collectively, is all over the world. What do we do with that? What do we do with that? We create the solution from within, and we start to move in ways that we've never moved before, right? We start to synchronize, we start to collectivize, we start to live outside of the normal, conditioned way we've been living. Because what you can see out there is all that conditioning is falling apart, and people are no longer trusting the very institutions that promised peace on earth. Those are dismantling right in front of our beautiful eyes. And what do we do with that? I think we just recognise that whatever was there before actually was a lie anyway. And what do we really want? I mean, I know for myself, right? The only thing I've ever wanted was to feel like I belong, right? The only thing I ever wanted was to be part of. And I searched and searched and searched, and it was always within me. Because when I become part of from within, what happens is I synchronize with a world that reflects back my inner world, which is to be part of. Isn't that fucking awesome? Isn't that amazing? It's an inside job. 100%. There is no way around it. So in that sense, it's actually really exciting. The seed of the new is present in the shell of the old. We get to choose. We get to choose the game, right? Start thinking creatively about what is something you want. You know, all my friends say, this is pretty much everyone I've met since I've moved here, has said to me, Lizzie, I have this dream of a retreat centre, right? I have a dream of starting a retreat centre. Now, if all these people want to start a retreat centre, what does that tell you about how they want to be and live and commune with others? It means they want to be in sacred spaces where people are actively seeking to heal and grow and come together. And we are always thinking in the box of capitalism, aren't we? We're always thinking, oh, if I have a retreat centre, I'd make it into a business, I'd charge people money and they'd come and do this, this and this. But when you strip it back, what people are really saying is they want to live in community, right? They want to live in a beautiful setting, right? You see trees, you see forests, you see, well, that's the same, one and the same thing. But I think trees and forest is good because it means lots of trees. And a body of water and beautiful spaces to come together and do this beautiful work together. You know, you see fireside chats outside. You see people giving each other love and respect and peace. And yeah, of course, communes have a bit of a bad rap, right? You know, there's always sort of like the strangest, well, you know, I don't know what I'm saying, but I think there's a bit of a stereotype about communes and everything like that. But why would we want to live alone? Why would we want to live, like, how many people are just living alone in their house, or they're living with one or two other people, or they're small families, whatever it is. And it's just you against the rest of the world, and the whole world is in confusion. Like, what is good about that? Nothing. So why are all my friends saying we want to live we want to get a retreat centre. That's my dream. Get a retreat centre. Why is everyone saying that? It's because they want to live in an environment which is a permanent retreat centre. They want to retreat. We want to retreat from a system that is so... This system is such a slave trade. It's such a slave trade. It doesn't make any sense. Like, none of it makes any sense. So, of course you're going to feel confusion. Of course you're going to feel unrest. You've been promised a safety of being able to do X, Y, and Z and get this in return. But it's all been based on a lie. Which means, well, certainly you should be having these conversations with your friends, right? Get together with all your friends. If you're somebody who's always dreamed of either, having a small holding, a farm, right? Or something, a farm or a retreat centre, or I want a ranch somewhere. Think about why you want that. Think about, well, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to think about anything or do anything. There is this peace on earth that comes from within. And I don't have to fight the system. I don't have to, get rid of anyone out of their power position. If I don't like the games and I don't want to be part of that system, then what do? I just stop playing the game. I get up and I walk away from the board. And that big old system is a Monopoly board. And if you've played Monopoly, have a think about this for a second. There's a certain point in the Monopoly game where one side of the board, the most expensive properties along one side. And then there's the sort of slightly less expensive, but still very expensive. All of those properties, when they're all bought up and they've all got their hotels on them, and you're still in the game, but you have to go past all those hotels and you have to pay rent every single time. But the more you go round, the more expensive it becomes, but you have no longer got any earning capacity. So you just end up out the game. There's no way you can win once all of those hotels, I think it's what's it called? Mayfair and Park Lane. When all of those are bought, Bond Street, all of those, you can't play anymore, right? So what do? You just get up, you walk away, and you play somewhere else. We are children, my friends. We are God's children. And when I say God, I'm not even talking about any religion at all. I am talking about we are all from one. We are one. We come from one. The presence that gives life to my body is the same that's in my beaver's body. That's the same presence that gives life to your body. So we are all coming from one consciousness. And we are just parts of the one consciousness, consciously speaking to other parts of us or unconsciously. And it's an experience, right? That's the life going up and down, up and down. It's the ride. It's the experience. It's what you came here to do. You came here to experience all of it. Don't take it seriously. Get up, move off the Monopoly board, right? Just do it. That's what I say. Manifest world peace, right? So there's just two. Let's just wrap this up by saying manifest world peace by being peace, aligning peace, creating peace. Don't let the shit come in through doom scrolling, through Netflix, through anything that you think is harmless but is full of terrifying images and pictures and doomsday stuff. Will rob you of your peace. Come back to your peace, set boundaries which cause people who take your peace to fall out of your life. You don't have to push them out. You just simply create boundaries enough for them to go and seek their own fortune somewhere else. Move off the Monopoly board because it is rigged to fuck and there is no going back. You cannot now buy, no one's selling Park Lane or Pall Mall, right? They've got that. So get off the board and go and start that retreat centre, get that small holding, and do it with your friends. And also, yeah, I think I heard somewhere that's a really good idea. Collection of you buy a piece of property or land or somewhere safe, and somewhere, when I say safe, I don't mean safe. You don't have to be safe. We don't need to be safe when we're living in a peaceful world. And turn it into a business, right? So buy it and turn it into a business and put your tiny homes on there and have a bloody good time. That's what I say. Do it. All right. I'm Lizzie Allan. Please subscribe and come back for more of these noodles with me and my beaver. I love you, I love you, I love you. I'm out. Let me turn this off. Oh, my whole computer. Hang on. Did it stop? Oh, I hope not.